ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ನೀವೇ ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡಿ.
ಓಕೆ.
Start from student. Let's say all records. So
Hi.
Okay. So let us start with the actual session. So in this session, we are going to discuss about the Couchbase server. This is one NoSQL database. If you guys are aware of NoSQL database like MongoDB, if you have already worked on it, then it will be a little bit easier for you to understand what that NoSQL database is. And if someone is very new to it, then it will take some time to understand what that NoSQL is. So you can go through some online resources where you can learn more about that NoSQL databases. So this Couchbase server, it's a NoSQL database now. So in this session, we are going to see the overall gist of what actually that Couchbase server is, and how to install it, how to start with it, learning the new queries or like CRUD operations, how you can do all those things. You will be learning in this session. I know that 30 to 40 minutes will not be the enough for learning this Couchbase server, as it is new. I think this is not the end of the session, right? So if you have any questions, definitely you can ask for it, and meanwhile we can plan for further sessions also. Okay, so in this session, it will be divided into just 3 parts. One, it is introduction, and then installation, and then the demo. And why it is two parts means, like when it comes to installation, the mode of installation, it depends actually. So it will be having particularly this Couchbase supports multiple ways of installation, so that's why it is there like this. And specifically, I am installing I have already installed that Couchbase that I will be explaining with respect to Windows. And then when it comes to that introduction, this is like a high level summary. In this, it will be involved some of the concepts which are associated with this Couchbase. And then when it comes to demo, we'll be having web console which is provided by that Couchbase. And then meanwhile you can start with programming also. That's why I have taken one example of Java SDK. So this is about the overall session contents. Okay, so if you have any doubts in that particular session, definitely you can pause there and you can ask the question. Okay, so in just like in high level, it's just as I was explaining, Couchbase server, it is an open source. Earlier it was open source, but now it is having enterprise edition also. If you know about the Docker Kubernetes, then if you want to use the Docker Kubernetes related services, then you should go for enterprise edition only. So some of the services which are provided by that Couchbase server, which are included in that community server also, but still it is provided that enterprise edition also. Okay, so as I was discussing, multiple ways of installation, you can install it with the help of Docker containers, containerization. If you are aware of that Docker containers, then Couchbase image is available, whichever it is new, or like whichever which is available as of now, the current version, that image is available on the Docker Hub. You can download that Docker Hub and you can install it on your system. And then the easiest way is like Couchbase server edition, that is also available in different editions like community and server. And meanwhile we have like different versions also. You can go for that. And when it comes to that Windows package manager, as we have package manager for Linux or like some other OS, we have chocolate package manager for Windows, so that you can use and you can install that Couchbase on your system. Okay, I have installed that Couchbase on my system, that is Windows, with the help of this second one, that is Couchbase uh, Couchbase Server Edition that I have used. And what about the version, or like which is the version I'm using, and I'm going to discuss about that in some time. Okay, so now going further, we have some glossary words which we have to discuss now. We have to be aware of such keywords which are associated specifically with Couchbase. Then only we can understand what that Couchbase is. It's just a new database. It's very hard to start with it. So that's why I have listed down some keywords which are associated with this Couchbase. So these are all the keywords which are there, like JSON, buckets, CBQ, and query language, what it called, all those things are there. When it comes to JSON, yes, exactly, as we know, each item consists of key value pair. It will be there. So, and each key, it should be unique. With its bucket. It is like ID or like primary key. Okay, and then value associated with it will be there. So whichever the documents or like data which are going to save in this Couchbase database, which will be in the form of JSON format. Okay, so and then what about the next keyword, that is buckets? That is Couchbase server keeps the items in the form of buckets. Here, whenever we're talking about those buckets, here we don't have concepts like tables. We don't have concepts like collections. We don't have such concepts like documents or like rows, columns. All those things will not be there here. So everything, whichever the documents are there, all those documents, we are keeping it in buckets. What are those buckets and how to create those buckets? All those things I'll be sharing in a few minutes. Okay, and then what about that CBQ? It is just a command line. Okay, how we have it for MongoDB and how we have it for SQL. Similar way we have it for Couchbase also, that is called as CBQ. That CBQ, that command line shell will be there for running the queries. That is about that CBQ. And then when it comes to that query language, it is way similar to the query language of SQL. That's why it is called as MonQL, and it is pronounced as nickel. And it is very similar to SQL. If somebody is working on that SQL databases, and if you want to learn something new, like NoSQL, that is specifically Couchbase, then it will be very easy for him to understand what is that select or like aggregate functions, all those things. It will be very easy for him. So this is about that query language. And then as like other databases, it also provides indexes. And here the very important concepts like query language and buckets and how to run those query or like search operations and indexes. These 3 points we are going to discuss here now. Okay, so this is about that, and the session was with those contents, and these are all the important concepts which we are going to cover now. Okay. Okay, so as I was discussing, there is something called as bucket. Okay, there is something called as bucket. With the help of that bucket, we are going to save the documents. Here we don't have tables. Here we don't have collections kind of thing. If you are like MongoDB user, then you are aware of those DBs or like collections, all those, and then documents. But here there is nothing called as collections or tables. Here only buckets. So based on the usage, you will be having different types of buckets. Couchbase provided different types of buckets based on your preference, or like based on your purpose. You can use that particular bucket type. Okay, so this is about that, what is that bucket, and then how we are going to save the documents in it. Okay, and then as I was discussing, these are all the types of the buckets. Without going further deep into the concepts which are associated with it, instead of this, let us jump into the actual presentation here. It will be easy for you to look into the dashboard of it, and what are those buckets, and where you can execute the queries, all those things. Okay, so whenever you install the Couchbase in your system, it will be running on this 8091 port.
Can you once install and show us from scratch if you can?
So it's possible, but still, for time being, as I'm using Zoom, just a basic version, and it is of just 40 minutes, right? So it will take time because it is like in-memory database. It will take time to install and like to configure the database. Like it is very easy. It is just like click on.
Can you just explain at least the configuration steps? Like after installing, should we do anything or directly it will come to this screen?
No. It will not come to this actually. That's why I was having I have taken the screenshots actually. So whomsoever attended this session, I think that document. That's why after this session, can I share that document?
Sure.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so I have taken the screenshots also. Like it will not directly come into this dashboard. Initially you have to set up the cluster. Okay, so if you have any old cluster, you can join for that cluster, or like if you have to create your own cluster from the scratch, that is like easy steps only. And the good thing about this Couchbase is like it has a very rich documentation, and then that support community is also very good. So that's why you won't be having any problem. If you are having any problem, then directly you can go to there and you can discuss about that. Okay, so this is about that dashboard. Whenever you install and configure the cluster, you will be landing to this page actually. Okay, so this is about that dashboard, and then in this dashboard you will be having that cluster overview. Okay, if you have any like Kubernetes cluster, you can join into that and you can create for that. Okay, just a second. Okay, so and when it comes to that server, as we already know, I have installed it on my local host. It should show only one. So just a second. Yes, it should show only one. So that is localhost, and this rebalance will be enabled if you have multiple servers. Okay, that rebalancing, that Docker Kubernetes thing, or like rebalancing the cluster nodes, all those things are there in some operations topics that you can go through that. Okay, and as I was discussing about the buckets concept, this is about that bucket concept. And in this lockdown period, this is very appropriate bucket name which I can give. Like it is not given by me actually, it is provided by them. Okay, they have provided some sample buckets which you can use for your test or like practice purpose. And when it comes to create your own bucket, you can create your own bucket by specifying the name and specifying the memory quota. And then as I was discussing, these are all the types of buckets like Couchbase, Memcache, and ephemeral. So so these are all the types of buckets, and you can create your own bucket also. Okay, and I have taken this sample bucket which is provided by that Couchbase now. Okay, So it will be very easy for us to create our own documents and execute some queries on it. Okay, if you click on this, or like if you mouse over on the particular bucket name, then you will see the detailed description about that beer sample bucket. Okay, so RAM it has used, and the cluster RAM quota which you have set for it, and then what about the disk usage, and if you can click on it, then you can go through the documents also. Okay, so these are all the documents which are provided by them actually. These are all the sample documents which are already there. Okay, this is about this. Okay, so this is about those buckets and types of buckets, and the documents which are associated with it. Okay, this is the uh, one particular document. Okay, so this is the one particular document. This you can edit, or like you can duplicate it, or you can delete it, or if you have edited any document, you can save it also. Okay, this is about that. And this is about that. And then when it comes to this security, it is nothing but you can add the users, as it is very important managing the users which are associated with Couchbase. Okay, this is about that, managing the users that is there in the security. And this is logs. You can see the logs when I have created the buckets, or like when it is failed. All those logs will be there here. As the name itself indicates, that the logs associated with that particular Couchbase bucket, it will be shown here. Okay, and then documents, that is there, and then here it is the query. Okay, so here you can write the query, and then you can execute it, and here it will be displayed the result of it. Okay, uh, okay, then I will take some sample queries which are already there, instead of uh, investing time on it. Like, just I will just execute it as I have this bucket I don't have. Then let us execute it, and it will show that okay, this bucket, no bucket named travel sample, it is not there, right? So let us move to beer sample now, and bucket is there, but still the document is not there. Okay, so this is about that. And simply I will execute this. It should give the documents result, right? So this is about that. It will give the complete documents details. You can set the weave also, like tree weave, and then table weave. Different weaves are there. Even you can set it for plain text also. This is about that. And then weaves, you can create
Suresh,
yes, yes.
uh, here document means the data present in
In
the
that
bucket.
buckets, yes.
Yeah, the data present in the beer hyphen sample.
Yes, yes. Beer sample, yes. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Suresh.
Yeah. So this is about that. Okay, so let us jump into the buckets now. So as I was explained, this is the bucket, and then these are all the types of the buckets. As we have seen where those buckets and buckets types are there. This is about the Couchbase buckets, that normal bucket, which is default bucket, which is provided by them. Okay, then data persistency, all those things, whichever the needs are there for you. Based on that, you can utilize that. Okay, and then when it comes to that ephemeral buckets, alternative to that Couchbase buckets, we use it whenever the persistency is not required. When it is required, then you can go for Couchbase buckets. When it is not required, you can go for ephemeral buckets. And then due to some uh, memory issues and all those things, we have memcached buckets also, which are like alternatives for Couchbase and FML that you can use. And the detailed documentation, it is there, as we cannot discuss all in deep actually, because we have to compare it with those parameters with the help of other NoSQL databases also. Then only we will understand the types of buckets in deep. Okay, so this is about the high level summary of these buckets. And then as I was discussing the queries, this is about that which is provided by the Couchbase. That is two types, that is like CBQ and then query workbench. So two ways, in those two ways you can execute the N1QL queries or NQL queries. Okay, so one, it is query workbench, that is Couchbase server web console, that is provided by this one. This is like where it is, this one, this is the query. Okay, here you can execute those. And then when it comes to this CBQ, that is command line, that you can go to the installed folder, and there you can run it on the command prompt. So that is about that CBQ. And this is about that overall buckets and types of buckets and documents. And the major thing associated with this buckets is it won't provide a mechanism to store a primary key. Okay, primary key in the sense that ID, whichever it is there here, if you click on it, this is like that ID should be different from all other documents, right? But still, as in case of MongoDB, it won't add automatically. Okay, that ID will not be generated automatically. You have to follow one methodology, okay, so that you can make all other documents different. Okay, so what I suggest you people is, like, have one example here. For example, let us say you are saving one document here, this one, my document with name and some junk data. For example, this is there. If you try to insert the same document, it will be overridden, right? So what you can do, for example, if you have three databases, let us say, so first let us say you have user, then colon, with the help of some randomly generated ID that you can use. This is for user database, let us say. And then we have one more thing, that is account. Then you can use account and then one delimiter or like separator, and then one randomly generated ID. This is how you can differentiate the documents, because here it is not provided by Couchbase. We have to take care of that ID generation. That is the major disadvantage, I think. But still, you can generate with the help of UUID or like random ID generator, whichever the convenient way is there for you, that you can use and you can follow for the ID generation. Okay, so this is about that. And so this is about documents, and then that documented generation and all those things. Okay, so okay, then this is about Java SDK. I have taken one example. I have written one just sample program. In this, this is localhost administrator password, that is credentials which are used for that Couchbase, whichever I have installed now. I am logging into that Couchbase console with administrator credentials. Okay, and then bucket we have to mention, that is beer sample, right? So, and then I have created Gradle project. That's why I have taken this Couchbase dependency, that is com Couchbase client, Java client, that is 3.0.3. So, just a second. So this is about that. I will execute this program. So there is insufficient memory for the Java. Okay, I'm sorry. There is something wrong with that memory issue, because this is in-memory database actually. That's why it consumes a lot of resources of that system. that is the problem. But still, some of the things are there which are good with Couchbase, and some of the things are there which are very harmful for system, that you can take care and you can follow that. Okay. And then I have inserted that document. I think that should be present here. Let me check once. Yes, it is there. Actually, I have tried to insert into this bucket, and it is successfully inserted, but now it is showing some memory issues. Okay. I'm sorry for that. And this is about all the overall like summary or like gist of Couchbase server. If you have any doubts, definitely you can ask, and I'll be there to answer. Now it is time for you people to ask the questions if you have anything, and like if you have any doubts, or like we can wind up the call.
Hi, Suresh.
Hi.
Akshay here.
Yeah.
I have a doubt. So I was trying to learn Firebase, which is also NoSQL. So do you have any idea about Firebase?
And sorry, sir, I don't have any hands-on that Firebase.
Okay, so my question is like learning NoSQL should help to, does it help to learn any NoSQL type database, for example, document based or bucket based or any other techniques which are involved in NoSQL, or is it only for a specific type of DB?
So you are asking about that Couchbase, right?
Yeah, so if I learn the concepts of NoSQL which for Couchbase, will it help me to learn any other NoSQL based?
No, I don't think it will be helpful for any other NoSQL databases, as per my knowledge. But still, if you are working on microservices, okay, if you are working on microservices, and this is the time where you should know the multiple databases. Okay, you should not restrict yourself for MongoDB or like any other NoSQL database. So it will be helpful for your career, or like it will be helpful for like if you're going for that microservice development particularly, then there you'll be dealing with multiple databases. So at that particular time, it may be helpful. And when it comes to that cache handling with your database, there also it will be very helpful when it comes to that Couchbase. That Couchbase cache handling that you can learn, and that is not there in any other NoSQL databases, according to my knowledge. It will be there, but still it is in-memory database. Okay, that accessing time or like that performance time will be increased as compared to that. That comparison is also there with other NoSQL databases also. But particularly for your question, I don't think learning Couchbase will be helpful for you to learn any other NoSQL databases.
Thank you, Suresh.
Yeah.
Suresh, I have one question.
Ah.
It's Kiran. So, when querying the database, the NoSQL database,
Okay.
so do we use all the normal SQL queries, or there are set of SQL queries?
There is
that
a
only
little
those we can expect?
little bit change in the syntax, but it is way similar to the SQL queries. That is what it is there here. If you go through, sorry, it's crashed. If you go through the official documentation, there you will see it will be easy for us to understand, but definitely something changes there. It is not directly SQL. It is similar to SQL. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yes, Suresh, we can hear.
Yeah. Yeah. I think answer your question, I think.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
ಸುರೇಶ್, NoSQL ಕಲೀಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಜಾವಾ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕಾ?
NoSQL, sir, ಇವಾಗ Java that support you will get lot actually. Support you need support, right? Like if you have any doubts or like queries, where will you go and get the answers? For that, I think for Java it is more, but Couchbase it is supported for C#, all those things also. I'm trying with C# only, but still
Okay.
for larger number of audience, I have taken this Java as example.
ದ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ ಇವಾಗ, ಅದು MongoDB ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಅದೇ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಾ ಅಥವಾ
No
ಬೇರೆ
sir, that is completely different, sir. MongoDB, that architecture itself, it is completely different, and Couchbase it is completely different. There you will be having DBs and collections. In that collections you will be having documents. Here it is not like that, just directly buckets, and that in that buckets directly documents. And the major difference is there automatically ID will be generated. Here you have to take care of that ID generation.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Suresh, I have a question.
Yes.
This Couchbase database that you're speaking about, can it be used for all kinds of services, or is it, just pertaining to microservices or something like that? Can it replace any other relational database?
Yeah, because while I was working, we have worked with aggregation and then as well as media objects handling also. So I think it can replace the SQL databases also, but still as of now it is strictly coupled with the microservices, I can say. But I don't
Okay,
have
so
that much great knowledge about this. Whatever the questions you have asked now, definitely I will get back to you. Right. Yeah.
okay, so with respect to relational database in this, I mean, which is more advantageous? Like why microservices are preferring Couchbase database only? Any answer? I mean,
Exactly. So for example,
specific
let
for
us
that?
for example, let us say you will be having your e-commerce website. In that e-commerce website you will be having multiple parts, or like multiple domains, where you will be having account, user, or like customer. So for example, for account you can given that work to somebody else, and then user you can given that work to somebody else, and he is expert in something else database, and he is expert in some SQL database. In that particular scenario, I think it will be useful, I think, in that particular situation. That's why
So
they prefer. Yeah.
So for example, for a web-based applications, you're telling that, we can use this in combination with the relational database.
I think if you have already properly divided or like partitioned into different parts or like different domains, definitely you can work on it, like if you are going for microservices development.
Okay, is there a difference in performance, like access time or anything
Exactly.
else?
When it comes to SQL, that performance difference is there. It is in-memory database. All documents which are stored in that bucket, you can configure them to be in the cache for some time. That is by mentioning time to live. So by mentioning that
Okay.
time to live seconds, you can improve the performance. And then even you can mention the time for time to live for that document in that particular bucket. If you mention like 2 minutes, after 2 minutes that complete document will be deleted from the bucket. So this is how you can improve the performance.
Deleted in the sense?
It will not be there in that bucket itself. For example, some temporary data you are creating, and
There is no permanent persistence, some temporary data. Okay.
Some temporary data. Persistence, it is there. As I was discussing some different buckets, if you use that particular bucket, you will be having persistence. That is Couchbase buckets.
Okay. Okay, Suresh, thank you.
Thanks.
Suresh, one more question I have.
Yeah.
So will it always be on the JSON file when it is saved?
Yes, sir. It will be in the JSON format only.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is the same for all NoSQL databases.
I know like about MongoDB and this Couchbase. When it comes to that MongoDB, similar to JSON, that is BSON format, I think. So this is JSON. Similar to JSON, but that is called as BSON.
Okay.
So if you have any questions, then we can discuss, or else we can wind up the call.
Yes, I have one question.
Yeah.
So this Couchbase database will support all backend languages like Python, Node.
Yes, sir. While installing that Couchbase itself, it needs Python. Automatically, Python will be installed while installing the Couchbase server. So it directly indicates that it supports Python. And then if you see the support documentation which is provided by Couchbase, there you can see all the SDK which is provided by that Couchbase that starts from C till Python. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so this is me, Suresh Maradi. I'm now working as a scientist assistant in ISRO. So I'm like technical freak now. So I'm completely away from IT sector, but still I wanted to learn more and to share the knowledge with others. That's why I wanted to plan a session. So Sneha, thank you very much for providing this opportunity. And then thank you for all joining this session. Thank you.
Thanks, Suresh.
Thank you, Suresh.
Thank you, Suresh.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you,
This
Suresh.
session was very
Thank you,
useful for
Suresh.
us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Suresh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you share some screenshots of installing?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
It would be good if you put the recording in some drive
Yeah.
and share it to all of us.
I'm sharing the link. Yeah.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sneha. Bye bye.